The second half of our 2025 Winter AD podcast start today, and we are ready to talk all things Sycamore Aviators with AD Andrew Ovington. However, we have two student athletes today sitting in for Andrew, and we're going to talk to Agam and Brooke. Agam is a wrestler for the Aviators, and Brooke is a basketball player. Welcome to the AD podcast, girls,
Thank you.
and Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
So we'll talk about both your sports. Brooke, I'll start with you. Girls basketball season, you're about ready to start the second half. Um, as the schedule says, it has you 5-7, but it looks like you made a nice trip down to Tampa Bay with three wins. First of all, how was the weather in Tampa?
It was nice. The beach was nice.
I bet. And then how was the competition? Was it similar to GMC competition in Florida or not quite as tough?
Um, it was not quite as tough there. They were not quite as good.
So you're able to get some. It had to be a good trip for bonding to spend time with the coaches and the players and be on the beach, and that had to be really enjoyable.
Yeah.
Great. Agam, how many years have you been wrestling?
I actually started wrestling in eighth grade, so like this is gonna be my third year.
And what, because I know it's a new sport to the OHSAA,
Yeah.
and what was the driving factor to get you involved in wrestling?
I think that I've always had something for it. I've always liked watching it, and when I heard that the school accepts everyone regardless of gender, I was like, "Oh my gosh, I should join." And that really what drove me.
What was what was the biggest surprise to wrestling that you didn't realize before you joined the club?
I think I think it was less dangerous than most people think. Because many people that I talk to them, they're like, "Oh, if I do this, I'll get super hurt." But it's not that bad.
It's very controlled, isn't it?
Yeah,
How about the practices? They're pretty tough.
yeah, they're tough.
One of the things I put cross country running, swimming, and wrestling kind of, I don't want to say cult, but you have to be a special athlete physically and mentally to compete in those three sports. Would you say that's fair?
Yeah, I do think it's fair.
And then what makes wrestling, I'll use the word challenge. What does wrestling, what's the challenge for wrestling for you?
I think that wrestling in general, it's a lot about the mentality and discipline. It's a lot of people think that it's physical, but I think for me, it's more the mentality and trying to keep, in practices, just do one more rep. And no matter how tired I am, just push yourself to to your limit. That's really something that I sometimes struggle with.
Gotcha. Okay, great. Let's switch over back to Brooke. What position do you play, Brooke?
I'm a forward, so a four.
Okay, so let's talk about the season so far. Has it gone as expected? I think I have you at 5-7. Is this about where you thought you'd be, GMC wise? Talk about the season so far.
I think the further we get into the season, the closer we are to a record that like we were expecting. I think towards the beginning we had a lot of losses. We started at 1-5, 1-6.
Okay.
And since we've had a pretty good winning streak, and I think we're getting to where we thought we'd be at the beginning of the season.
Okay, you've got looks like two tough GMC matches this week. Princeton traveling to Sycamore, and then you've got to go to the other side of town to face an always tough Oak Hills. Talk to me about those two games this week.
Yeah, Princeton is good this year. Their record isn't as good as usual, but that'll be a tough matchup for us. We lost to them earlier in the season, but I think that we could pull through and win both of these games. Oak Hills is maybe ranked one above us in the GMC, and I think that that's a winnable game for us.
Perfect. What's the best part of your game? Offense, defense, free throws, jump shot. What's the best part?
Offense, rebounding, finishing around the basket. That's my bread and butter.
Good. Sounds great. Back to Agam. It looks like you guys have a meet at Fremont Ross High School on Saturday. Um, I'm going to show ignorance here because I don't know a lot about girls wrestling. Do you guys have the same weight classes as the boys? Because I think there's what 13 weight classes for boys. How does girls wrestling? How does that figured out?
So we have our weight classes. We have a I wouldn't say less wide weight
Okay,
difference because it's the different they did it because of the different bone structure.
correct.
Because guys they can have an extra 40 pounds on top of them and they could do it, but then the girls they had to limit it because different bone density and everything.
Gotcha. So talk to
We
me
have
about when you go to let's say the Fremont Ross Girls Advantage on Saturday. What's your preparation? What's your mentality getting ready for a wrestle off?
my preparation is just clear in my head, not thinking about it. I don't like to look up the names of the girls I wrestle.
Okay,
I I don't want to think about it. I just want to clear my mind. And then the mentality is just to go all in, to not hold back, and to just I don't go in angry, but go in aggressive. That's
okay.
what I like to do.
Aggressive and focused. So
Yes.
what kind of coaching do you get from your coaches before a match?
Uh, so before a match, I do need some time for myself, but then, my coaches know that even if I ask who that girl is, they don't tell me. And then Emma, my coach, she likes to give me a little pep talk before an important tournament, just like you got this, and we wouldn't bring you here if we didn't think you had a chance. So
Gotcha.
I think it's a really good coaching.
Headphones before a match or headphones without?
Oh, depends if I have my headphones.
If you have your headphones on, what are you listening to before a match?
So this is gonna sound a little silly, but I like to listen to the song Timber because it's like I yeah, it's like swing your partner around and around and then the night's going down. I like to think of it as spin your opponent around and around and the match is going down.
That's great.
And yeah. And then you also, in wrestling you gotta like, keep the feet moving. So I like to wrestle to that beat.
Nice. So what is your favorite aggressive offensive move?
Probably off the whistle, go straight for a head and arm. I know a lot of people don't like it because, they can shoot for a double because I'm going high, they can go low. But I think they don't really see it coming when you just shoot off the whistle.
Gotcha. So you like to be quick off the whistle. Very nice. Brooke, how about you when you've got headphones on in the locker room before you come out in pregame? What are you listening to? Because I saw you chuckle at a Goms.
Um, I do not listen to Timber, sadly. Maybe I should try that. Usually some Drake, Baby Keem,
Right?
King Von, some
And
type of
then
music.
who's been the toughest opponent you've faced so far this year?
Um, Probably Mason. They're number two in the state, so that's we played them without Maddie Parrish, who is obviously a key player for them, but they're still so good without her. And yeah.
What makes them so tough? Just their depth?
Um, yeah, I mean, they're pretty athletic. They're very skilled. I think they have pretty good coach. I think that they just have a bit of everything.
And it looks like at the end of the month they come over to Sycamore, so you'll have a chance to play them again.
Yeah.
Agam, what talk to the fans real quick about what would you like to have happen for your wrestling season this year and for the team?
I would like for the team to have a couple of girls go to state. I think this year it I'm not sure, but I think it's an official GMC. I know last year was not really official. I think for the team I want to get more
Yes, it
women.
looks like it's at Middletown on February
Yeah,
14th.
yes. And for myself, I know that last year I didn't really do the way I wanted to at state. And then regionals also, I placed second. I know on paper it doesn't look bad, but I know I could have done better. So I think I want to do better than I did.
Well, good luck with that. And then, Brooke, how about you as the second of the half of the season winds down and you get ready for tournament play? What are your expectations for yourself and the team?
I think for the team, like keeping our winning streak, and even if we don't win them all, like continuing to win GMC matches and important games, and going into the tournament not playing like the best team, have a better seed than we did last year, and hopefully go pretty far in the tournament.
That sounds great. Well, girls, I wish you both the best of luck as the regular season winds down towards end of January, early February. Best of luck in the tournament for both of you. You did a great job today, and I wish you all the best.
Thank you.
See how easy that was?
Yeah.
You guys did great. I wish you all the best and have a great day. And hopefully we'll get to see you on one of these podcasts soon.
Thank
Thank you.
Have a great day.